Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, and we're going over one of the latest releases for D&D Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing from Wizkids, based off of the hot property from Wizards of the Coast, and not really hot property, the classic hot property from Wizards of the Coast. For those who don't know and have never played D&D Attack Wing, you take these miniatures, you build an army, you take the pre-painted miniatures, they all got points, and you battle out with your opponents. So it's a fantasy miniature game that's free form. You usually play some sort of scenario where you have some sort of goal, but sometimes you play out just to beat the crap out of players. What's interesting is for this release, normally Wizkids releases 3 items at a time. There's been 3 that have been kind of released, but not all at the same time. So it looks like they're changing up things a little bit as far as the release scenario. I don't know if, or release schedule, I don't know if that's being done for future releases, but the last one I think was the Griffin, which was part of this. This is Wave 9, I believe, of releases. And then there's also Dragon, that new Ancient Dragon that we will be going over as well. So first thing first, what I always like to go over is the figure. This one's pretty cool. So this is the Human Fire Cult Warrior. Weirdly, it's got like dust on it or something, or fuzzies. I don't know. It's a little strange, but quickly blew it off. So kind of going over it, I'm going to show it to the camera, but I just want to give my first thoughts. The armor is actually really detailed, and it's kind of cool for the size of the figure. I will say, though, that the armor is pretty just flat black. I guess it's kind of trying to be like lava sort of a thing, but it's pretty, it's flat, it's black. I don't know how else you describe it. There is some color on it. There's 2 red dots in the chest, which are okay. I think what stands out, though, is the spear takes advantage of the translucent plastic. There's also some translucent plastic on the legs itself that give a slight fire effect. So that's actually kind of cool. We'll see if we can... Yeah, the orange blur is what I'm talking about. And sadly, I don't have steady hands, so it is what it is. I think you kind of get a clue of what I'm talking about. You can kind of see it when I turn it around. Oh, there we go. There we go. So you can see it. The spear tip is orange. On the back of the legs, there's some of that also translucent orange. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice use of that. Let's actually talk about the figure itself. Bastion Embers was always wanted to live a glorious life, and the Cult of the Eternal Flame has offered him all that and more, riding into battle on his fast-sprinting Fire Strider, a beast that shoots fireballs out of its tear ducts. The hot-tempered barbarian strikes the enemies with his flaming spear, setting warriors and siege weapons alike ablaze as he chortles triumphantly. When surrounded by multiple foes, Bastion summons a magic fire shield that envelops his body in flames, protecting him from cold attacks and burning his attackers each time they strike with him. Bastion has no difficulty facing his own mortality, knowing that he is sure to die in a blaze of glory. His black armor is fused to his skin, and his heart has been ripped out and replaced with the heart of living flame. When Bastion dies, he knows that his heart will explode, sending splinters of the deadly metal armor flying in all directions to tear into his enemies. In fact, the anticipation of his own explosive and often causes Bastion to attack recklessly, not caring if his enemies wound him during the battle, for the fearsome barbarian knows that he will most surely have the last laugh. So, what can we expect? We're gonna guess that we're gonna get his mount that shoots fireballs out of his tear ducts. We're gonna get some sort of suicide bomb thing, and the fire shield as far as upgrades and cards. All of which sounds kind of badass to me. Let's be honest, it's pretty freaking sweet. Excuse me. Little bit of a cold. Still getting over. It's been since New York Comic Con. Alright, let's go over the items. We've got Fire Shield, which we heard about, Reckless Attack, which also makes sense. With the targeting token, we get just a bunch of timers and his card and all that. Nothing too special here. And then we've got disabled and a bunch of other small tokens that you normally see. So again, nothing too special about any of that. So right now, nothing really jumps out at me. The fire shield and then the nice, how they say it, reckless attack, which is kind of cool. So let's go over the character and see what you get. So first things first, let's discuss the Fire Cult Warrior, the Human Barbarian Fire Cult. This costs us 21 points. Tag is 3, defense is 1, heart is 4, shield is 2. You can see his upgrade. He's level 2 or level 4, pretty low. And his range is 2 and 1. He's got a spear ranged and a sword melee. So not a horrible attack. Little pricey, I think, but not too bad. And then we have Bastion Embers, who is the more costly version. His cost is 30. We're looking at 4-1-4-2 with 2 and 1, exact same thing. Comparatively, the other one was 3-1-4-2, so you get one little bit better attack. His ability is once during each combat phase, Bastion may roll +1 attack die. If he does so, he receives 1 face-down damage card. So do some damage to hopefully do some damage. Kind of cool, especially really fits the flavor of the character and the idea of him. His movement isn't all that great. As an individual, he can pivot at 3. Or not pivot, but kind of turn back at 3. He can go up to 4. A lot of red on his movements. Not the most maneuverable person in the entire world. Which was a little disappointing, but I guess kind of fits the character a little bit. Fire Shield. So we knew that was coming. It was the flavor text. We see the token over here. It's a level 7 or above, so that you got to be playing Bastion Embers if you're doing that. He costs 30, so this is 5. So immediately you're looking at 35. Each time you receive, cold damage, you may cancel 1 point of normal or critical damage, your choice. In addition, whenever a non-flame creature declares you as the target of a melee attack of any kind, that creature immediately sustains 1 point of normal damage. The creature does not roll defense dice against the attack, which penetrates armor. Pretty freaking cool if you ask me. A Fire Cult creature can use a heroic upgrade slot to equip this spell. That's pretty awesome as far as an ability. So basically, if you're attacking him and you're not a fire creature, or not a flame creature, however you want to call it, you're taking some damage. So that's actually really freaking cool. It's a great way to get some defense in this game. We'll go with these items. We have Heart of the Living Flame. It's explosive heart, costs us 4. It's a unique one. At the start of the end phase, if the number of damage cards besides your creature card is equal to or greater than your health value, you must make an immediate 4-dice attack against every creature within range 1 to 2 of your creature's base, ground, and air. Must be Human Barbarian Fire Cult to equip. So it's an immediate 4-dice against every creature. So that potentially is your own creatures as well. I would say that probably should have been no like flame creatures would have gotten that, but whatever. Next we got Flaming Spear. Weapon, you may reroll +1 attack die when attacking with your primary weapon at range attack. This attack is now considered a flame attack. Or you may reroll +2 attack dice when attacking a siege weapon with your primary weapon range attack. This attack is now considered a flame attack. Must be Barbarian Fire Call to equip. You can only equip one other weapon upgrade or a shield upgrade. The cost is 5 for that one. So, an interesting card. Really interesting card. Next we got Flame Tongue. You may roll +1 attack die when attacking with your primary weapon melee attack. This attack is now considered a flame attack. This also costs 5. Or disable this upgrade and spend your target token to make a 4-dice ranged attack, flame attack, against one creature at range 1 to 3 in your forward arc. This penetrates armor. So again, we're looking at a lot of ways to do a lot more damage than normally is on the creature or the character. I mean, he's already got 4 attack if you're using this, so that's pretty freaking cool. So you're looking at a lot of attacks at that point. So this is basically like a suicide character is the only way I can describe it. Next cost of 3s is Tears of Flame. You must have a Fire Strider upgrade to initiate the following attack. We'll get to that one next. Disable this upgrade and place 3 timers on it to place the burst token anywhere within range 1 to 3 of your forward arc. Make a 3-dice attack against every creature that is touching or within range 1 of the burst token, ground or air. This attack penetrates armor. So again, lots of flames. Get out there, doing burst attacks, doing multiple damage against multiple creatures. So basically you want to get this guy up there relatively quickly and then do a whole bunch of damage. So Fire Strider, after you reveal a straight, curve, or curve maneuver on your maneuver dial, you may disable this upgrade to immediately add +1 or +2 to your speed. If you're ever in the air, discard this card. This occurs even if this card is disabled. You may only equip if you have a small base. Cannot be equipped by siege weapons or troops. So again, encouraging you to get the character way the hell up there and do some damage. So that's pretty cool. And then finally we've got Reckless Attack. Cost is 3. You place 1 timer on it. Roll +3 attack dice against every creature you attack with a primary weapon melee attack. All creatures attacking you roll +1 attack die. When this effect ends for any reason, must discard this card. So you are getting +3 attack dice against every creature you attack with a primary weapon. Then they all get +1 against you. And remember, you kind of got the thing where you go boom if you lose life. So get in there, do some damage, and basically explode. So this is a creature character that you want to die in your game. It's a very interesting aspect. It's kind of a gutsy one in that, well, let's say you potentially want to die. So it's kind of a gutsy one because you're going to be giving your opponent some pretty beefy points. Overall, cool concept, cool character, a little bit expensive, so that's probably my one issue with it. I wish it was probably a little bit cheaper to make it, I would say, more worthy to take against dragons as opposed to just taking dragons. But overall, cool concept, like the idea. Hopefully we'll see more of this type of thinking in this game. So thanks for watching. This is Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. We've been unboxing the Fire Cult Warrior from Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing by Wizkid. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all at Graphic Policy. We keep it nice and consistent. So until next time, thanks for watching, and keep rolling those die, and keep it geeky.